Greetings, humanity. We're back. Finally, we have returned. This is Lucci. Hi. Excellent. Oh my God! It's been 3 months.
No, that's your imagination.
Yes.
The horror of your imagination.
I'm sure that's what it must be. I'm going to just assume that that's the case. And so that I do not panic about anything.
I mean, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, it's probably just all in my head. There's no way it's been 3 whole months.
in nice friendly letters, don't panic.
Yes, that's very important.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how are you doing? Are you doing all right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I probably better than expected.
This is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. That's not good.
Not good? Better than expected is not good?
Better than expected is probably not good. Expected is awful.
Oh, okay, so it's, I see, I understand.
Yeah.
So, better than expected.
Better than expected.
Yeah. Okay, that's at least, movement in a positive direction.
Yeah.
Good, that's good.
Always look on the bright side of death.
Yep. Yeah. One has to. It's the only way to survive. So what is it we do here? I can't remember.
We read things and then make poor decisions.
Ah, yes. Okay. Good. That's right. We do. We read things and we make poor decisions.
Just like the rest of the country.
Basically, that's how it goes. The thing that we are making poor decisions about this time, finally, we will be making poor decisions about Zork 3. Yay! I've only put off playing Zorks 2 and 3 for like 40 years. So it's nice to finally get around to doing it. We did Zork 2. We finished Zork 2 way back in February. We finished Zork 2.
Painstakingly.
It was painstakingly. It took a little while. But we completed that. And so let me actually, do I have notes? I have notes that I was going to mention here. So we've been working our way through the Zork trilogy.
I also have notes. My note here says, do better. Okay? Good?
An important note.
I can't fault it.
Yeah, as you know, it's like, it's right. It's but still. It's important to remember to do better. Because otherwise I just, I assume I'm supposed to do worse. That's generally what, at least that's what my brain does, as far as I can tell.
I want it to be known that that is part of the secret of why whenever we go somewhere and there's a cliff, I jump off. Because statistically, there's nowhere to go but up after you do that.
Perfect.
Well, the nowhere will be in quotes, but...
Yeah, it sort of depends. Depends on if we make more lateral cliff jumping moves.
Right.
To kind of see what happens. The something. Oh, by the way, something. And I sent you a link about this. And I can't play it because Twitch rules.
You don't want to be muted?
No. I gotta tell you. Oh my gosh, the last video game I played all the way through on this, a couple of the episodes had these massive mutes in them because they did not do most of the games that I play on here. Usually, the music that's for those games absolutely are they have owned by those people, but the game companies seem to at least have some kind of an understanding where it's like, okay, we're not going to put this on these lists, or sell it to these secondary lists, these secondary online agent lists, basically, where Twitch draws its Twitch draws its uses of its hammer from, basically, its muting hammer, and in this case, the game that I played last time, Her Story, great game, but I ended up having to, the last couple of sessions playing it, I just muted it whenever there was any music playing at all. Just make it easy.
The one thing they did that I really liked is I did just recently play and finish the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh yeah?
And they do a thing. It's a very fun Guardians of the Galaxy story. If you like the movies, it's a different take / reality, but it's a fun, good, well-intentioned take on it. It's excellent storytelling, but like very not excellent, but very good, very good, very enjoyable. And
not good, but better than expected.
Well, like it's a comic book video game. There were lots of times where I'm like, surely this is a short game and I'm almost done. And I wasn't. And I was pleasantly surprised that I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's good.
Yeah. But they have a whole system in place because, takes after the James Gunn movies where there is an impressive rock soundtrack. Which they cultivated a lot of really good songs.
Yeah.
That you would never hear on Twitch. But
Yeah.
they also recorded an album with an in-house band.
Oh, good lord.
That you can, for streaming, you can choose only to play the music from that band.
Oh, wow.
So you don't get any copyright strikes against
That's awesome.
you. Yeah, so I was like, that is a move, definitely that well knows it's both its target audience and the times it's in.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with just that feature. I never used it. The classic rock songs are better.
Yeah.
The other songs were good. The other songs were very good. But
cool. That is excellent. No, that's great. That's great. It's an interesting thing, and I mean, like, as far as it goes, this is the first that last game was the first time I ever actually had major muting going on from a video game. I've had it occasionally prior to that, but it was usually not that much. It was usually most of the muting I'd gotten was on songs that were royalty free anyway. I'm almost curious to go back and try, like, say for example, We Happy Few was a game where they had their own band that they created for that thing, and they did an album, and when I played that here on Twitch, I played that all the way through. Twitch didn't mute any of it. I think, again, because they weren't contributing to whatever those, online lists are. There are a couple of different companies. I went down the rabbit hole once on one of the things. There are a couple of different companies involved. A couple of places, hoops you have to jump through to find the source, right? But I have to wonder if there's been any sort of change with the changes the last few years. I have to wonder if the noose is tightened, and if I tried to do it now, if there would be any difference. Because they did demonetize some of those videos when I sent it to YouTube. Because again, technically it's stuff that, you know, they still have under their copyright.
Yeah, copyright laws are weird.
They're very strange. And way too many of them driven by driven by Sonny Bono situations. But anyway, enough of that. I digress. Where am I? Here I am. So yeah, the thing that precipitated this, the reason I mentioned that in the first place, is as to why I'm just going to provide a link here and not actually play it, is that it's the copyright thing. But there is so apparently, I did not know this, but apparently, sometime in the 90s, Zork 1 had a couple of releases in Japan. One of them for the PlayStation. And they created like an entire soundtrack for it. For Zork 1. Where it was just a series of melodies. Which I think pop up when you come into different rooms.
Oh, excellent. So now even Zork 1 can be copyright stricken.
Yes, that's right. If you play the Japanese version on the PS1, that's that specifically. But I'm gonna go ahead and link. I found it on YouTube. The music,
nice.
And so I'm going to go ahead and put the link there in the chat for anyone who wants to check that out. Because I thought that was fascinating. I had no idea that it's like, wait, text adventure with music. Rare, not unheard of. But usually you have to wait until they get to graphics before you'll start hearing music along with it, is often the case. Telarium did that a lot, but it was again with games where they had graphics, just still images that would show up. But they would hire musicians to, at least I believe they did, to because they had good soundtracks for their games. But it's like the Nine Princes in Amber game and Rendezvous with Rama and all of that. They had a lot of licensed stuff that they did. But the game we're going to be tackling today, finally, is Zork 3. This is the final one. It all comes down to this, it says. The Zork 3, the Dungeon Master. So this was put out in 1982. Again, this was Mark Blank and Dave Lebling. In 82, they were also I think they were working on a couple of other games at the same time. Now, my understanding is that Zork 1 and 2 got the lion's share of the stuff from the MIT version of this game that was just sitting there on their server. And that Zork 3 didn't get very much of it, if any. And they created a lot more new stuff for it. From what I've heard. I don't know if that's entirely correct, but that's what I've heard on podcasts and what have you. But during this same time, as this was as when they were working on Zork 3, that Mark Blank was working on Deadline, which was the Infocom's first mystery game, and Lebling was working on Starcross, a sci-fi game, sort of again in sort of the Arthur C. Clarke vein, if I recall correctly. I played a tiny bit of it, not much.
I vaguely remember Deadline.
Oh, have you played Deadline?
I vaguely remember it means I remember the box art.
I remember it existing as well. We never got Deadline. I remember seeing it in magazines and what have you, seeing the sort of the outline of the tape outline or chalk outline of a body.
I have yeah. And then above it, I believe in red the text for deadline. Anyway,
Yeah.
Since I am going through storage right now, if I find anything, I will hold on to it and share it with you. But I expect to find, because I know it's in there, my Atari 800,
Ooh.
and possibly boxes and games that go with that.
Nice. That's awesome. That's very, very, very cool. Always glad to hear when such things survive.
Yeah.
I went through this phase after college where I just sort of abandoned a bunch of stuff. When I first decided I needed to get away, and it did not work out well. I did not understand at the time such things as, wanting things. I didn't have a sense of object permanence as such, so I still don't. But
No, it helps when your father is a borderline hoarder, so it's fine.
That'll do it. See, at that point, I was the only hoarder in my family, and so everyone else was like, "Well, that's going." So, alas, it went. Anything that I did not specifically want to grab at a specific time.
I found it very ironic later in life that growing up, he was the one who was like coming into your room and be like, well, "You don't even use this," and then trying to throw stuff out and whatnot. I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like, I learned this behavior from you.
Well, that'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll definitely happen. But, so, this box image that we're seeing here, this was again from the gray box version. Again, just as a reminder, because it's been months, there is the folio release, the original release, looked kind of more like this, the way that, Zork 1, this image of Zork 1 does. So they added a bunch of stuff when they did the gray box. Wait, that's Zork 1. Wrong one! Go to the right one, Jim. There you go. So, we have kind of so in the back of the gray box, reserved for posterity inside this and every Zork 3 package are your Zork 3 disc for Bosco annual report, an official stock certificate, and a highly important sounding letter from the chairman of the board. And I feel as though this probably has absolutely nothing to do with the game. This is when they would have, at the first time, they'd have had the opportunity to connect the stuff in the box with the game, and I don't think they did.
Look, ancillary additional material.
Fair. I mean, it was that. There's the thought of it. But let's see. An old, oddly youthful man turns toward you slowly. His long silver hair dances about him as a fresh breeze blows. You have reached the final test, my friend. You are proved clever and powerful, but this is not yet enough. Seek me when you feel yourself worthy. Zork 3, the Dungeon Master, draws you into the deepest and most mysterious reaches of the great underground empire. Nothing is as it seems, and the one responsible for the shadow and darkness, the Dungeon Master, embodies the greatest mystery of all. In this test of wisdom and courage, you will face countless dangers, but what awaits you at the culmination of your odyssey is well worth risking all. I feel as though I seem to recall that they did indeed play Dungeons and Dragons at the time, so this was just a direct lift. But this version, this is advanced. This is the advanced level, they decided to call it later on, which is a greater level of challenge recommended for those who've already experienced Infocom's interactive fiction. So this will be harder, possibly, than the last one.
Oh, good. Less detail.
We have so much to look forward to.
the writers got lazier. Excellent.
Oh God,
I-
it's possible.
That said, can you go back to that?
Oh yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I because of the size and everything on my personal screen and whatnot. I read the first line and I couldn't get past it of an old, oddly youthful, and I read mom. and I couldn't get past it. I'm like, what a peculiar.
So strange.
Old and oddly youthful mom. Okay. No, I'm just blind. It's fine.
It's an interesting choice for them to make. Huh? But yeah, this happens. So in the box, for those who got the box, they got these things they call feelies, which they got a certificate, a stock certificate for Frobozco International. 1 Zork mid per share, apparently, and that apparently this is that somebody, I guess you fill your name in here, is the owner of 100 shares of fully paid and non-assessable uncommon stock of the par value of 1 Zork mid per share in the bank. But it's to the Bank of Zork, so you know that that's going to be impenetrable anyway, because we've been in the Bank of Zork, as I recall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can get out of there with paintings and lots of things, but not 1 Zorkman.
No, not very well. Assuming that, I can't even remember if that was the Bank of Zork or if it was a different bank, but it doesn't matter. Not really.
Yeah, I think it was the Frobos.
Was it Frobozco Bank?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's all under the same umbrella in it. It's a bunch of shell companies, I think, that this damn wizard put together. I'm just blaming the wizard for everything now. After the last game, I don't think anyone can blame me.
No.
But you would also get this letter. So they had not quite risen to the level that they do in later boxes, but this letter from Frobozco International on Dimwit Boulevard in Borfi, the Greater Borfi province. You name it, we do it. In the year 947. I'm not sure when we are anymore, but then again, it's been months, so.
I appreciate that they presumably went with the American dating system and not a more universally held dating system.
Yes, strange that. But, so you get this letter. I'm not going to read out the letter here necessarily, but apparently there's a shareholders meeting at the Borfi Civic Center at some point. But I almost kind of wonder about the timeline. If it's like, is it long after this letter would have been sent that the game is taking place, or is it roughly concurrent with it? Because I know that 947 seems much later on the timeline, just from what I vaguely remember of it in there. But and of course we have this long list that you can't really read; it's very faded. But of the different Frobozco International subsidiaries. There are many. But the booklet itself, again, with this, you would open it up. You would open the box up, and there would be these pages inside, in sort of a leaf insert type deal, number of pages, and then on the left side, on the right side of the box, if you get past those, there's this plastic lid that you pull up, and you can get at these things and the disc and everything. But it actually, it shows it on this box here. See, that's the manual. But you'd have this international annual report given in 778 GUE, date of the Great Underground Empire. And again, we have the Festerin Town Library. Festerin becomes important later. The implication is you're checking this out a couple of centuries down the road. but it had the Robot's Magic Cave Company. It had examples of these different Robot's Magic Tweezers Company.
Oh, there's a whole company based on around tweezers.
I know there. Well, I mean, there probably. I wouldn't be surprised to hear there is now, in real life. But,
I mean, yeah, I feel like they diversify some.
you would think. You would think.
Like tweezers and nail clippers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of a jump, really. Robot's Magic Spell Company, which I think we might have encountered last time. And Robot's Magic Grue Repellent Company, which we definitely encountered last time.
Oh, there's an antique kit.
Yes. There's a whole kit. It's new and improved. Encouraged by the runaway success of the old socks / burning rubber scented repellent, company scientists increased the product line with 7 new odors. Good God. You have Grue Cream. You have Oil of Grue. Oil of Grue Repellent? I always wondered the font's weird on that one, but yeah.
Is that a Grue less? When you don't want to eliminate the Grue entirely. You just want less of them eating you in the darkness.
Grue less. Just fewer Grues. If we can reduce.
Just
assume like you're studying them anthropologically. Sans Grue. Grue Cream. Grue Repellent lasts 12 hours. Which would be great. Grue Repellent Wipes. Scented Grue Repellent Wipes. A lot of different ways of repelling a Grue. I'm trying to see what's in the kit, but it's very difficult to tell. It looks like some kind of corded attachment, something.
you may want to check. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback currently.
Are you?
Yep.
Are you getting it doubling up on you?
No, it's like a humming, like a disconnected cable type sound.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a second. Let me, Hold on. I don't know if this is going to be... Yeah, so my sound feed actually coming through to the audience is separate from what you are getting, but I'm going to mute for a second, and we'll see what happens.
It is coming through on stream worse.
Is it? That's great.
What I'm hearing.
Okay. Hold on just a moment, then. Give us just a moment. Let me see. First off, I'm gonna turn things off one by one. Now, I just turned off the music. So is that so we can find out if that's still coming through?
That's still going.
Still going? Okay, so it's not the music.
Yeah, not the music.
So I'm gonna mute myself here for just a second. On stream, you'll still be able to hear me.
Okay. Yes, I still hear it though. Well, it's the stream is still muted, so
Myself on there. Okay.
right. It hasn't caught up yet.
All right. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna try something. Where I will. Is it in time with my speaking or anything like that?
Oh wait, I think it may have gone away. I don't hear it anymore.
Is that just the stream catching up, or is that?
Nope, it's both ways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay.
It fixed itself.
Ah, excellent. Good. I'm glad.
I'm glad that AI has already started learning self-healing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Excellent.
It's hard to tell, really. It's hard to tell. But yes, forgive us for a moment as we this has been a moment of lip reading as we try to figure out technology. Okay.
Oh, everything's fine now here.
Here. How are you? So what I think we're gonna do in a moment, let me see. Do we remember what happened in the previous 2 games?
We started out in a pleasant cottage and we jumped off a cliff.
Yep, I think that about sums it up.
And we ended up in a hellscape nightmare with an evil djinn and an even eviler magician. And we stole his power, and we absconded with his wand and magic.
So
Absconded? Absconded.
we absconded with the wand. Well, we got so it was a demon that we ran into, and that we ran into, summoned, I think is the term. we summoned the demon.
This is the first time we've done this where I think I've remembered what we've done.
Yeah. So Zork 1 mostly is about searching. Zork 1, the Great Underground Empire, was mostly about we were hunting underneath the this white house with a boarded front door, and so we went and examined that, and we were trying to collect a bunch of treasures to put in a trophy case from these abandoned caves mostly. In which there was a thief running around giving us no end of trouble, trying to steal our stuff. And then in Zork 2, we were in the lair of the Wizard Frobaz, or the realm of the Wizard Frobaz, and there were a bunch of sort of weird things, weird areas that he had set up. There was an area with a dragon, there was sort of an area with a hedge maze, or with hedge creatures. There were... There was an area you had to go and shrink down to go and get stuff out of. There was a well we had to go up to get there.
We reversed Looking Glass that area.
Yeah.
And then
there was this big sort of diamond we were inside that we had to treat as a baseball diamond.
Baseball.
Ah, yes. Great for the once again. Very kind of them to use the American sport instead of something that's more universally understood.
I have to say, at least that puzzle was kind of enjoyable figuring out. Like you felt like that puzzle made you feel like you were making progress as you discovered what to do. Where some like guessing a riddle was just like, well, we'll come back when I have another guest.
Yeah, dear God, that riddle. So much. But yeah, and then so by the way, yes, we're spoiling the hell out of these games. By the way, at this point the point we've gotten to at this point. But we found our way into the wizard's lab, into the wizard's lair, essentially. Finally. And turned out when we summoned this demon by collecting a bunch of different spheres that we had to put together to create a different kind of sphere. We used it to summon the demon, and then who had been working for the wizard. And then we got the demon to give us the wizard's wand, because the wizard had been messing with us, much like the thief in the previous game. The wizard kept popping in from time to time and casting spells at us. And then we got the wand and we were able to use it to move a large stone. That was all we used the wand for. And just to get one thing to get this dog collar to put on this Cerberus-like dog. And that got us into the area we needed to go, where we had to go and go, put the Gru repellent on to turn off the lamp, and then finally see an exit we could go through. And that was it.
Yeah, but now we have magic. And a demon that owes us a favor.
Yes. Or at least we would if the game didn't reset basically everything at the beginning.
Tracks.
Alas. Well, but we are there. We have made it to the to Zork 3, and this is where they leave you. So are we ready to begin?
Oh, yes. I cannot wait for our, for our lamp to go out.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh, the despair! No, we haven't even done anything yet. The despair can't set in yet.
At least that restarts with every game. Also, here's your timer. 1.
Very true. Okay, we are on the endless stair, it says. As in a dream, you see yourself tumbling down a great dark staircase. All about you are shadowy images of struggles against fierce opponents and diabolical traps. These give way to another round of images of imposing stone figures, a cool, clear lake, and now of an old yet oddly youthful man. There it is again. He turns toward you slowly, his long silver hair dancing about him in a fresh breeze. You have reached the final test, my friend. You have proved clever and powerful. But this is not yet enough. Seek me when you feel yourself worthy. The dream dissolves around you as his last words echo through the void. Zork 3, the Dungeon Master. This is release 17. This is the all of these that that I'm sourcing from at this point are from the last time they were released in a collection, as I recall. I think, if I recall correctly. So, might have some of the upgrades that some of the later Infocom games had. Maybe a little. Endless Stair. You are at the bottom of a seemingly endless stair, winding its way upward beyond your vision. An eerie light coming from all around you casts strange shadows on the walls. To the south is a dark and winding trail. Your old friend, the brass lantern, is at your feet. So I think I'm going to start by typing verbose, so that it will be at maximum verbosity. And we have a room, which means, once again, mapping begins.
We have a map.
Yes, we have a blank map right now, which we will add things to. I guess I'll just add a room here. This is the endless stair. Or would be if my keyboard were working.
No typey.
There we go. Ah, this happens occasionally. Okay, endless stair. This is the start room. And let's see. Winding its way out of an eerie light coming from all around you, strange shadows. South is a dark and winding trail. I'm going to presume there is a way to the south. And there we go. We have begun. So
On our way. Leave
Yes.
the lantern. What has it done for us lately?
I don't know. I'm going to get it. We have the lamp. Now the lamp is not yet turned on, which means we have light. It's an eerie light coming from all around us. So we can do so. We're carrying a lamp.
Cool.
We are in perfect health, apparently.
The specimen of men.
It says that you can't see any shadows here, despite it being in the description, which of course is par for the course.
Are there any walls?
It says I know. Wait. It doesn't know the word.
Okay. Good.
It'll ask me which wall. Yeah.
I often use words I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. I'm just going to give up at this point from trying to force it to do anything. So there's a trail to the south. I think that's probably the only way to go.
Yeah.
Shall we do it?
Let's go. Go.
Surely.
Caution to the wind.
It is pitch black. We are likely to be eaten by a grue.
That's like jumping off a cliff.
Accept bait. Oh, it can't. Okay. Well, in that case.
I cannot accept.
All right.
It is too much.
Don't mind me. I'm just spilling root beer all over myself.
Oh yeah. We have to dull out fate in small increments.
Ah, okay. No, that's good.
You can't just accept it all at once.
That's fair. That's very fair. The lamp is now on. Junction. You're at the junction of a north-south passage and an east-west passage. To the north, you can make out the bottom of a stairway. The ways to the east and south are relatively cramped, but a wider trail leads to the west. Standing before you is a great rock. Embedded within it is an elvish sword. How did it get here? Ow! Let me also fix the music situation. Because it's gone from the fog of war to the other thing.
I'm always so curious with these on how we know like it's an elvish sword. Do they have a particular look? How many elves went skiing? Are they on top of the snow because they're light, or is it? Do they leave tracks?
See, there was this whole for those of you wondering what we're talking about, in Zork 2, there was this whole part of the packaging was there's this skiing brochure, and it shows different paths basically, and apparently it was supposed to be a clue for which button to press at some point. Oddly enough, theoretically, the symbols apparently match up.
Oh, good. The symbols on the picture map match up to text that we read.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
well described text.
It's fair. You think that well, first off, let me go ahead and draw this out, so that there's consistency.
You're currently in conjunction junction.
We have no abilities to do anything.
What is your major malfunction?
Yeah, basically. Okay.
Yes.
So this is Junction. And there is the sword is here. You know, I actually should probably fix Endless Dare so that it has just say that it has the lamp there. Let's see. So, to the north you may have on the stairway. The ways east and south are relatively cramped. Wider trail leads to the west. So there are exits from all of the popular places. All of the popular directions, the 4 popular directions. And should we get the sword? Do you think that's important?
You can't pull it out.
Yeah, that's true. We are not chosen. We are not the ones. You're right. I'm gonna save the game here. Where were we saving these games before? That's a great question.
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. Hang on. Because I feel like if it was in here, for some reason I think we had, no, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Let's see. Games, there we go, text adventure games. And let me see if we did in, yes, I created a save thing for those. So let me do that here. A save folder. There we go. Okay. So this is sword.
We start with nothing.
We do. We start with a lot of nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Should we look around at this or anything? Just
Sure.
I see nothing special about this. Damn it.
Nothing special about the elvish sword. Are we elves?
Apparently not.
No? Alright, well then,
Alright, Great Rock contains
maybe.
a sword. Okay. Oh, that was useless. Let's get those 2 moves back.
Here we go again.
I know, right? Oh, yes! Frugality, it's important. We need light. So what shall we do?
Oh. We should go east.
Okay.
I want you to know, in order to determine that, I rolled a d20, and I thought to myself, low I go east, high I go west, and I rolled a 10.
So the answer is south, right?
And I went, technically that's still low.
Technically.
Alright, east.
Technically it is. Okay, we're going east. Damp Passage. This is a particularly damp spot, even by dungeon standards. You can see a crossroads to the west, and 2 nearly identical passages lead east and northeast. A stone channel, wide and deep, steeply descends into the room from the south. It is covered with moss and lichen, and is far too slippery to climb. The channel crosses the room, but the opening where it once continued north is now blocked by rubble. Interesting. Okay. I will note that on ye map.
It's a particularly damp spot even for a dungeon. So it's a cave. Lake.
Cave.
You are now submerged.
Excellent. I mean, you know, this is always what'll happen. So there are passages to the east and northeast. And I don't think anything else that we can tell. Unless there's something we can do with the channel. Or the moss and lichen.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, as far as I can tell, so we've got 2 exits different from, so 3 exits from the room, 2 of which we haven't tried yet. And
all right.
That's all we got.
Let's keep going east.
All right, we shall keep going east. Dead end. We've come to the end of 2 adjoining passages to the west and northwest. The end of 2 adjoining. Wait a minute.
There, yeah. So
Got it. Yeah.
We came to a turn. Really.
Yeah.
We came, I guess we're going northwest.
We're in an elbow, basically. It's. I don't understand. All right.
Wait. Well, it just means that wherever the other thing from the damp passage went, we're going up to.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. Let me go ahead and link that in. And we have a thing that can go north. We too have a thing that can go northwest. All right. So I guess we're gonna go northwest.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Engravings room. You are in a room with passages heading southwest and southeast. The north wall is ornately carved, filled with strange runes and writing in an unfamiliar language. Interesting.
The engravings room.
I think that, yeah, and there are no additional, I mean, there's not really any, there's not really, yeah, that's the only ways in or out are ways that we've already seen.
Yeah. So obviously, let's,
Runes?
go the obvious route, which is familiarize myself with the language.
Excellent.
That seems like the.
Want to look at the runes?
Yeah.
The runes are in an ancient language. Some pictures among the runes depict flames, stone statues, and figures of old men.
What makes them old looking?
Maybe they have
Pictures.
canes. I don't know. They are bent over. They're bent down.
And how old are they? Like salt and pepper old, or are they all gray hair?
I don't know how much. Well, it depends on what printer they used. I think to etch these runes.
I can tell they're old men because they were printed on dot matrix.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is a dot matrix etching machine. I mean, that's what they had at the time.
Oh, I well know.
Remember those?
know.
Oh God! The other day, I was scrolling on TikTok because that's like all I ever do anymore, and there was one someone was showing off on their old Apple machine. Do you remember Print Shop?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Print Shop? They're printing off banners in Print Shop on their dot matrix printer. It was nostalgia in pill form.
I recently reran across a report I did on alligators.
Oh wow!
Where it was like third grade, so it was like a quarter of a page report on alligators. Yeah. That I did on the computer, was all typed up nicely, and you could still feel the perforated sides where I ripped off the dot matrix edges of the page, and I drew an alligator underneath of it.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, also I think Print Shop might have had an alligator image in it. I can't remember anymore. It had like
it did. Yeah, absolutely.
I remember. I don't know if I ever used it, but there. I also, just for the sake of for the sake of meta, I'm also remembering that amongst the weird commands that you can use, various commands that you can use in this game. We've talked about this before. But I remember when we would use the script command back when my uncle was showing me the Hitchhiker's Guide on his like Apple IIc, and he printed out on his dot matrix printer. It would, every time we did something, it would print another line, and then we went back and we would read it later.
Crazy. All right.
A lot of creating those little springs out of the sort of little old strips on the side. You remember the
Yeah.
You ever do that? Make little paper springs out of those.
Yeah, you fold that much time. I would do the I would make little paper footballs out of them and little.
Oh my gosh. That's more advanced. But in this case, we have some pictures among the ruins depict flames, stone statues, and figures of old men. I don't know if this is important, but I'll go ahead and I'll make a note of it. Just so that...
Yeah, when we run into flaming old men.
Yes, exactly. They have to be careful. They're from a time when they had to fly under the radar, but we want to welcome them in and let them know they're okay to be themselves. No.
They don't show up on radar. They're incognito.
That's fair. Let me see. It's not print. It's not. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's very strange. Just I have to fix my Excel so that it doesn't wrap the text, so I can just do that. There we go. All right. So we have that information. We just head back, or what? Or is there something else we should do here?
Yeah, no, head back. I think we might need that information later.
Okay. So we go southwest and west, and that'll get us back. In theory.
Right.
So back to the damp passage, back to the junction, and now once again, here in the junction, swords embedded in the rock. We can go west or south.
South?
We shall head south, down the other cramped passage.
Yeah.
Creepy crawl. You're in a dark and quite creepy crawlway, with passages leading to the north, east, south, and southwest. Interesting. East, south, and southwest.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know. East.
East. Okay.
Why not east?
Tight squeeze. This is a very low and narrow passage leading east to west. All right. Just making the note on the map again. All right. Keep going east.
Yeah.
Crystal Grotto. This is a chamber of breathtaking beauty. Mighty stalagmites form structured shapes of rock encrusted with crystalline formations. Phosphorescent mosses, fed by a trickle of water from some unseen source above, make the crystals glow and sparkle with every color of the rainbow. There's an opening to the west, and a man-made passage heads south. I think I can turn the lamp off. Maybe.
Yeah.
At least for a moment. I'll go ahead and note this is here.
Okay. It's good to note that whatever we do, this is where the flaming old men are.
Good. Yes, good to know.
Be.
Crystal formations, phosphorescent mosses. I don't know if we need any of these crystals or not, but
Can we get some?
Maybe.
We can try to get some.
you try. West and man-made passage heads south. Okay, good. Sure. An interesting idea. Oh God. I see nothing special about the rock structure, it says. There is no ocean here. Because that's the only type of water there is, right? Anything else you want to do here, or shall we just keep going?
I mean, we're here. We might as well drink the water, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
You may want to save.
Good idea. Crystal light. Let's see. There is no ocean here. We can't drink the ocean, Lucci. It's not possible.
Oh, good. I always get sick when I drink too much ocean.
I know, right?
Fucking lunatic. Just drinking the... Anyway, south?
Sure, let's do that. It is pitch black here, likely to be eaten by nigger. Well, that was nice while it lasted. Royal Hall. We've turned on the lamp. We're in the Royal Hall. This is the north end of a large hall with a vaulted ceiling. A long tiled hallway leads north through a tall arch. Although the origin or purpose of this room is unclear, there is a large rendering of the royal seal of Lord Dimwit Flathead carved on the wall. Interesting.
Is the royal sea of Lord Dimwit Flathead just a picture of a seal with a dunce cap?
It probably is.
I'm asking for a friend.
You need to take a look. The seal is vintage Flathead with signs of excess nearly everywhere. It conceals a curiously flat-headed figure wearing a gaudy crown, surrounded by the crown jewels of the Empire.
Okay.
So basically, yes.
When you look at it, you do hear sort of a faint, like...
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of iconography in this one, I'm noticing.
Okay. Yeah, nothing...
I don't see any other exits or anything.
Yeah,
No.
let's go south, I guess.
I don't think there's a way to go south. I think we can only go...
Oh, is this it?
Well, apparently we can go south. Never mind. Nothing ventured. It didn't say what the exits were, but apparently we were able to go south. Great door. You are in the southern half of a monumental hall. To the east lies a tremendous iron door, which appears to be rusted shut. Interesting.
Oil can.
If only. I'm gonna assume there's a way to go east. Like, not that we can right now, but one never knows.
Yeah, oh, there's a giant door there.
It could be pretending. Should we look at the door?
Sure.
The iron door is closed.
I mean, you know.
Give it a try.
Right.
The iron door is rusted shut and cannot be opened.
Knock 3 times and speak friend.
I don't think anybody's home.
All right, I look. Hey, we found another dead end. We found an actual dead end.
Yeah.
And not a U-turn.
No, it's fair. I think that basically it's just a question of, like, we might need oil or something to try to fix it. So I mean that makes sense.
I am a little concerned that we've gone through this many rooms so far and have so far been able to pick up a lamp. Like, there's not a lot of objects so far.
There are not. There are
And by
not.
a lot, I mean any.
Yep. So. You just head back
to the creepy crawl.
Back to the creepy crawl?
South.
All right. We can do that. I almost am tempted to just restore back to the junction because of the way these games work, right? They don't remember that, or the way that this game at least was written, it won't it doesn't remember that we looked at any of these things. It just counts the moves. Do we want to save some moves or do we want to just head back?
I don't care.
Okay.
I feel like until I know danger is imminent, I don't see the danger.
Excellent. Okay. No, I understand. That's
Like, I'm not saying it's the best way to live life. I'm just saying it's a way.
It is a way. That is fair. All right. So creepy crawl. We're in the creepy crawl. Hey, look at that. We did it quickly. And you said south? South.
Yeah, south.
Foggy room. Foggy room. You're in a dank passage filled with a wispy fog. A spooky passageway leads north, and a wider path heads off to the south. To the west, the path leaves the rock and enters an eerie, shadowy land.
Ooh.
Okay. Interesting description. Foggy room. And I don't think there's much to...
Yeah.
Anyway. We have that. There's a wider passage to the south. And a way to the west.
South!
South! Right.
I'm determined to explore this clockwise.
Righto. South it is. Lake shore. You're in a wide cavern on the north shore of a small lake. Some polished stone steps lead to the southeast, and a sheer rock face prevents any movement around the lake to the southwest. The cavern is dimly lit from above. Turn off lamp!
This room has a lake, but it's not as damp as that other room we were in.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Just so you have some idea of how damp that other room is.
I'm starting to want to do something with the rooms that have light in them. Like, add like some sort of... You know what I'm saying?
Can you add like a yellow glow around the room, or?
Yeah, I think so. We can fill it, or we can... Hello.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.
It does, inevitably. I have only had this computer about 7 years. I didn't realize it was time for it to start blue screening. But the computer seemed to feel as though it was time to start blue screening, and so here we are. I'm not quite sure exactly how angry to be yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
After 20-some years in IT, I feel like this is that. Like, you had 7 amazing years.
That's fair. Oh my God. Well, thank you for hanging on, folks. Sorry about the delay. But yeah, no, that completely blindsided me. I've not had that happen before. So we're gonna try to jump back in here. I have lost the map, unfortunately, because of the way that it you actually have to deliberately save it in order for that to happen. We kind of have an idea of where we were, though. I'm just gonna pick up where I think we're gonna try and pick up where we left off. Luckily, we do have save files.
We can rebuild the map from where we were.
Yeah, basically. So it's not a big deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and I mean, hell, we can just starting from here. This shouldn't be too difficult, he said, famous last words. But, yeah, so, like, this again is the endless stair. This is the starting room.
Would you mind throwing Discord back up?
Yes, that would be a terrible idea. No, give me a second.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, no, give me just a second. That would be a good idea, so you can actually see.
So
you can actually
else knows,
see, yeah.
We do a Discord screen share so I can see what the hell's going on.
Yeah. That's the one thing I forgot to do before we started. Well, we're going to give this a try and hope that it doesn't crash again.
Too many cooks.
I know, right? Okay. Share the screen. And we are sharing screen 1. And there you go. Hopefully.
Thanks.
You got it?
Yep.
Cool.
Good.
And hang on. Let me make sure that I've deafened myself in there. There we go. Okay. All right. Yay! Wow. All right. Well, let's keep going. Endless stair, starting room. This is where the lamp is. Luckily, most of the places we were investigating were sort of dead ends anyway. So
I mean, they all were. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something anyway. So let's see. We got the lamp. We
Go south.
We head south. It is pitch black. We turn on the lamp with the correct number of letters, and we're at the junction that has north, south, east, west. And there's the sword that we can't do anything with because it's embedded in the rock, and we are not the chosen one. Which for some reason the sword has been moved. We no longer have it. But we have north, south, east, west. I'm gonna come back, and between times I'll reconstruct everything. But we know that to the east is were all those rooms that we explored where there were runes that we looked at.
Loop.
And there was that seal of Lord Flathead and a rusted door. I remember that much. So I guess we headed south, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, we had south 1, and east of there is where the Lord Flathead and everything is.
I mean,
isn't it?
Right. Well, that was all to the east of here, I think.
Yeah.
So now we're heading south, right? Because that's what we were doing. We're trying to do this clockwise, right?
Yeah.
So south, we went to the creepy crawl. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah, the creepy crawl, and then east of the creepy crawl is the giant iron door, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So east of the creepy crawl was that hall, and to the south of that hall was the iron door.
Yep.
Okay. Let me go ahead and note the exits from here. Because we have east, south, and southwest. So we already searched east of here, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, okay, because to the east of the junction was just basically that room with the dead end, it was so called, that looped back around itself. That's where the runes were. And then east of the creepy crawl was the way into that hall that we went into, and the end of that is the door. Okay.
Right, because the southwest of the creepy crawl said it went off into darkness, and I meant to say something at the time about Mufasa telling us we never go there.
Oh,
so...
I see. Right. Yes. Fair point. Let me go ahead and save the map.
Never a shadowy place.
So that we can not lose this again. Good lord. Okay. So we're going south again. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Here we go. Heading south. Foggy room. I remember this vaguely. You're in a dank passage filled with wispy fog. The spooky passageway leads north. A wider path heads to the south, to the west. The path leaves the rock and enters an eerie, shadowy land. That's right. Okay. This is the foggy room. And, so nothing to the east, but the passageway heads south. And then there's a way out to the west. Okay. I'll save the map again. So we're heading... Are we heading further south? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, there's no east, right? Yeah, so south.
Not that I can see her. Alright. Lake shore. That's right, we came down to the lake shore. And I turned off the lamp and then everything went haywire.
and then in your actual room, a Gru attacked.
Yes.
Because everything went off.
And then I was attacked by an actual Gru. Okay, this is the lake shore. There's a lake here. Some polished stone steps lead to the southeast, and a sheer rock face prevents any movement around the lake to the southwest. Okay. The cavern is dimly lit from above. Okay, so... There's no way to go southwest, it says. There are a few options here, possibly. So I think... I'm just going to save again because I'm now paranoid about everything. Wait. Okay, what do you think? Should we... Well, first of all, I'm going to turn the lamp off. Because of course I am. Okay. What do we want to do here? Do we need to look around anything with the lake, or
I mean, we could go for a swim.
Yeah, we could. Swim. Go jump in a lake. Okay. The shock of entering the frigid water has made you drop all your possessions into the lake. Oh, God. Our one possession. It does lead to on the lake. But I feel as though we should go back and put the lamp down because that is a problem. I'm so glad I saved.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Especially with me as a friend who needs enemies.
That's fair. That's very fair. I didn't realize we could actually swim in the lake, though. So that's something. So, do we want to jump in the lake again, or do we want to go southeast?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us more options for swimming to the different shores.
Yeah, it's true.
When we're on the lake.
True. It's basically when you're on the lake, it says you're floating on the surface of the lake. Water is ice cold, and your ability to survive here for long is very questionable. A swim north puts you at your starting point. Conditions to the east are poor, where the lake turns into swamp. The west and south shores are suitable for walking, however. So it does give options there. Do we want to explore the southeast first, or from here, or do we want to jump. Okay. So yeah, let's see what's doable here. So this is an aqueduct view. This is a small balcony carved into a near vertical cliff. To the east, stretching from north to south, stands a monumental aqueduct, supported by mighty stone pillars, some of which are starting to crumble from age. You feel a sense of loss and sadness as you ponder this once proud structure, and the failure of the empire which created this and other engineering marvels. Like the flood control dam. Some stone steps lead up to the northwest. Okay.
So really, from the lakeshore, we have a south or a down or a in the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a south.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. And I'm wondering if that aqueduct is that structure that we saw cutting through that room further north, where there was rubble all around it. Remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ride the aqueduct back to that room, so it takes less time.
That's possible. I mean, actually, it just requires jumping in the lake to go there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the map. I'm gonna put the on the lake thing on the map so that.
Yeah. And on the lake had cardinal directions out to two shores and the swamp.
Yeah. I don't know if the east actually.
I thought east went to the swamp, and then there are shores that you can walk on to the south and west.
Okay. But here we are at the aqueduct view. And the aqueduct view... let's see. To the east, I don't know if you can actually go to the aqueduct from here, but possibly. Stretching from north to south. And stone steps lead up to the northwest, which is where we were. We might be able to, possibly.
Yeah.
Go east. To continue that way. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's try that.
All right. You can't go that way.
So only northwest?
Apparently.
Oh, that's back, right?
Let me just check something out here. The aqueduct is large and impressive. It was probably the major method of water transport in the Empire. Hold on.
It's funny how things that you type, it's funny how often you mistype the word save.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it? That was not a very safe place to try jumping. You should have looked before you leaped. You have died. You find yourself deep within the earth in a barren prison cell. Outside the iron-barred window, you can see a great fiery pit. Flames leap up and very nearly sear your flesh. After a while, footfalls can be heard in the distance. Then closer and closer, the door swings open and in walks an old man. He is dressed simply in hood and cloak, wearing a few simple jewels, carrying something under one arm, and leaning on a wooden staff. A single key, as if to a massive prison cell, hangs from his belt. He raises his staff toward you, and you hear him speak, as if in a dream. I await you, though your journey be long and full of peril. Go then, and let me not wait long. You feel some great power well up inside you, and you fall to the floor. The next moment, you are awakening, as if from a deep slumber. Endless stare, there's a lamp here. You know what, that leads to the question of how many times have we actually done this?
Well, we've done it enough that I don't remember
Aha!
how many times.
That easily could be it.
Yeah.
So we are back at the aqueduct. Just carrying a lamp. You can't climb onto the aqueduct, apparently. Damn it. Interesting. So this is just gives us a view of it. It doesn't actually let us access it.
Yeah. All right.
Curses. All right. I guess we go back northwest.
Yeah.
All right. You're back on the lakeshore. Verbose, please.
Drop the lamp.
Yes, that would be a good idea. Ah! Okay. Let me make sure I hit the wrong key. Oh, right. You know what? I didn't turn on... Let me relaunch my, my bot. I forgot to relaunch the bot. For chat and what have you. The bot has now been reactivated.
Beep, beep.
Yep. So that's there. Good lord. So. Right. Lakeshore. Okay, drop the lamp. It is dropped. I am empty-handed. So now we will just head south into the lake.
Yeah.
Enter the lake. You're nearly paralyzed by the icy waters as you swim into the center of the lake. I have a feeling we can't stay here long.
No.
On the lake, you are floating on the surface of the lake. The water is ice cold, and your ability to survive here for very long is questionable. A swim north puts you at your starting point. Conditions to the east are poor, where the lake turns into swamp. To the west and south are shores suitable for walking, however.
All right. I'm pretty sure we'll die, but east?
Excellent. Let's go east. The swamp is impassable.
Okay.
Go.
So south.
All right. Southern shore. You're on the south shore of the lake. Rock formations prevent movement to the west, and thickening swamp to the east makes the going all but impossible. To the south, where the beach meets a rock formation, you can make out a dark passage sloping steeply upward into the rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go ahead and write that down.
So south of the southern shore.
Yeah. Okay. I am. Let me go ahead and I'll show the map that I'm. What's left of the map? That
The new map.
the new map, yes, quote unquote new map. This is Southern Shore, and can't go west, can't go east. There's a dark passage to the south. Also, we cannot go east from on the lake.
Yeah, but we might be able to at some other point when the swamp is not so swampy.
Yeah. Why did it do that? Strange. Oh, okay, so there might be a way of draining the swamp. What you're saying. That's possible.
Yeah.
So, that being the case, then, do we,
You just want to label the exit swamp, like,
I mean,
with no connector?
I don't know. What is like a... If there's a way to... I don't know... I mean, maybe?
Yeah.
Why is it now making a default to, Why is the default for connections now?
In and out? I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
I guess switch it to the custom?
Yeah, I mean, but if I have to do that every time, that's going to be a royal pain in the arse.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that before. What changed? Something is wrong. What has happened? We can, like, have this where... connections, line styles,
Yep. Well, wait. Airline styles again?
plane.
Plane.
I don't know if that actually...
Yeah. Well, delete that.
Oh,
Delete
okay,
that
it's
one
now
line.
checked. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Right, alright. Yes, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And now the funny part is I'm going to change it to dotted.
And then name it.
Yeah.
Swamp.
Swan. That doesn't seem to do anything.
No. All right. Cool.
Doesn't put it on there, but, well, that's okay.
I mean, you can just middle type it on it. You see?
Oh, okay. It's in
Yeah.
hover text. Okay, got it. Cool,
Okay.
cool. All right. That makes some degree of sense. Okay, now that we've done that, where are we? Southern Shore.
South into
Huh.
the
South into the
Hey.
darkness.
into the darkness.
It is pitch
Oh,
black.
wait.
We're likely to be
Back
eaten
here.
by a group.
I just said to myself, "Oh wait."
I feel this is a puzzle.
Yay! We found one.
We have found a puzzle.
Okay.
Well, so much for that. I guess we'll go back north since we have nowhere else we can go from here. So
So then north
back
and
across
then
the lake?
west.
North
Yeah.
and west? Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Enter.
Going into the lake. Nearly paralyzed by the icy waters.
West.
West. Western shore. You are on the western shore of the lake. The ground here is quite hard, but a few sickly reeds manage to grow near the water's edge. The only path leads into the rock to the south. Let me just check, see how we're doing. Perfect health, okay. It's icy water, you know, I was a little concerned. So this is the western shore.
I mean, you say icy water, but really, cold plunge is all in vogue right now.
What did you say?
You say icy water, but the cold plunge is very in vogue right now.
The cold plunge?
Yeah, it's people say it's healthy.
Oh, okay, the whole
It's a health trend
polar
right
bear
now.
thing, right? Yeah, the
Yeah.
thing you get up in the morning and first thing in the morning. Yeah, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Builds character.
Rich people are building ice bath saunas.
Ah, yes.
It's the thing.
Oh, I believe you. So first off, the only other thing I can think of is to try to grab some of these reeds for no apparent reason. What a concept. Okay. Guess we can't take the reeds.
No, we probably need the sword out of the rock first.
Oh yeah, that. That thing.
I
Good Lord.
like how this game is just turned into like pre-predicting how to do things.
I know, right?
And it's just a cat and mouse game of finding the first thing.
Yeah, basically. Ah, Jesus. Okay. So let's see. Only path leads to the rock to the south. That might be dark again, but do we want to give it a shot?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh, scenic vista. You're in a small chamber carved into the rock with the sole exit to the north. Mounted on one wall is a table labeled Scenic Vista. I love it. I love it. This is... You expect it to be a Scenic Vista because it says Scenic Vista, and then it's like, oh no, there's just a table labeled Scenic Vista, whose featureless surface is angled toward you. One might believe that the table was used to indicate points of interest in the view from this spot, like those found in many parks. On the other hand, your surroundings are far from spacious, and by no stretch of the imagination could this spot be considered scenic. An indicator above the table reads, that's either an I, capital I, or a lowercase l. Mounted on one wall is a flaming torch, which fills the room with a flickering light. Interesting. I don't think it's gonna be... I don't think we can move the torch from here. Well, here's the thing. If we're able to pick up this torch, then we can't go into the lake with it, obviously. Because we'll lose it. But it's an interesting thing. I will write this down. Scenic Vista.
Flaming torch.
And is like the only... I think I remember that I was before I got horribly distracted, I was going to label all of the rooms that you can see in.
Yeah.
And then everything went horribly wrong.
Yeah. So right before you do that, save the map.
So yeah, I've saved the map. Should
Okay.
I do that now?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm scared. So the room border, this is the first room. I was thinking about filling it with just some subtle shade.
Yeah.
To show that there's light. Which, I mean...
Yeah.
This is not subtle. But that at least tells us something. And it's the same for all of these down here.
Right.
Can I do multiples? Guess we'll find out. No, just the one.
That tracks. That's. I was so proud of you. I thought that was such a great idea, and I was
Wasn't it?
really wanting it to work.
Brilliant idea. Alas, no. And there's a torch in here, so I'm not going to use that for this one. Okay. All right. So now we have that. So I feel like there's something to do here, probably.
Yep. All right. So small chamber carved in the rock. Sole exit to the north. Mounted on the wall is a table labeled saying Vista. Fishes. Well, you know, I feel like getting the torch, lighting the table ablaze, and it's neither an I or an L, it's a 1, and we have burnt down one table. And we're looking for the other ones in this sequence to burn down as well.
Sounds perfectly logical. We can take the torch. I don't think you can burn a viewing table. The indicator above the table flickers briefly, then changes to I. Oh, God.
We did part of the puzzle.
Did it? I mean, it didn't happen when we took the torch. It happened when we tried to burn the table.
Yeah.
The surface is pale and featureless, but slowly an image takes shape. You see a tiny room with rough walls. Chiseled crudely on one wall is the number 8. The only apparent exit seems to be a blur. The image slowly fades. And then the indicator changes to 3. Wait a minute. Hang on! I'm gonna save the game again. A tiny room with rough walls, chiseled crudely on one is the number 8. The only apparent exit seems to be a blur. Look at table. See a wide room with 2 nearly identical passages leading east and northeast. A wide channel descends steeply into the room and seems to be blocked by rubble. That's one of the rooms we were in before.
Right.
I won't be able to find it on the map, but it's one of the rooms we were in before. Before the crash.
Right. So that's
3.
The very first room. That's the very first room off the stairs and one to the east. It's that room.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
I would,
to the east of the
I would
junction.
label that room, but I'm not completely sure.
I mean, we could put the rooms there.
I'm gonna, however, I want to put a, what's the thing where is this it? I hover over the room. Yes. Okay, good. I'll fill in the actual description of this once I've had a chance, or once we get back there, or whatever.
I don't know where. Tiny room with rough walls.
Yeah. It's just, everything's a cave otherwise. Pale and featureless, but slowly an image takes shape. Wide channel descends deeply into the room, blocked by rubble. Which we were thinking might be the aqueduct. Or I was thinking that anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
maybe we should wait.
Look.
Okay. 4. Look at table. The surface is pale and featureless. The interior of a huge temple rudely constructed of basalt blocks. Flickering torches cast a sallow illumination over an altar still wet with the blood of human sacrifice. Its velvet covers stained and encrusted with gore. I don't think we've seen that room yet.
No.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open another thing.
And copy these texts into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. AAG notes. From the last autosave, I guess. Okay. You just save over this real quick. Okay. Let me create a section here for in my notes, in me trusty notes, for the viewing table. And I'm going to go ahead and we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far. And we'll go ahead and let me check here back through the thing. I'll go ahead and I guess show the audience what I'm doing. So Scenic Vista. We don't know what number 1 is. Number 2. We looked at the table, and You see a tiny room with rough walls. Copy the selected text to the clipboard. if cupboard is spelled cupboard, shouldn't clipboard be spelled clipboard? Anyway, I'm going to copy that one down, so that's the text for 2. And text for 3 is a wide room with identical passages.
Oh, I figured it out.
Oh, you did?
I got it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're dealing with Roman elves.
Ah, that's it, clearly. The elves of the Roman Empire.
Yeah. Who like to make scrying tables, use Roman elven numerals.
Yes, clearly that's it.
But chisels, faint chisels in walls, the number 8.
Well, yes, because of course there was that period during which Julius Caesar was allowing territories, like the Celts and the Gauls and such, to become senators for a very brief period of time, and so that's there was probably the Elvish senators that started that. Anyone, the one or two, there were one or two, I think, from that region, from the it's the elves back then. They would have been Germanic, so this would have been a German. So actually. That's tricky. No, they didn't have Germania at the time, did they? No, I don't think they did. So it's interesting. I don't know if how much territory did the Romans ever get territory in Germania? I can't remember. I shall have to look it up. Not right now, but the
important thing is we figured it out.
Yes, that's right. Yes. So clearly, this is a group of.
How we tell our score has moved up to 1.
Ah, yes, that's true. I see. I didn't even notice that. We got a point.
I love how we make progress because I tried to burn a table.
It's wonderful, isn't it? It's great.
Of course. Why not?
Yeah, I mean that's how we do these things. So I guess we'll hang out here a little bit. We'll wait and see if the indicator changes again. It changes back to 1, so it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. I mean, you can now at last see what happens on the indicator at 1. You see a passage cluttered with broken timbers. An extremely narrow opening can be seen at the end of the room. Okay. We have absolutely no idea what this means. But you at least now know what the descriptions are that go with each thing. And we know what one of those rooms is. So there might be a greater pattern might emerge. Sorry, go ahead.
So they could be the order in which we need to complete or do something in each of those rooms.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be an indicator of... Well, let's think... also, if we try to do this logically, which I realize is laughable, but if we try to do this logically, then thinking back here, so we have this... The table is labeled Scenic Vista. So, if it's a tourism thing, right? This is where there were scenic views at one time.
Right.
There aren't now, but it's showing you what the room looks like. So
we had
4 points of interest on the map.
So we have the scenic view of the aqueduct waterfall or whatever broke in that room.
Yeah, exactly.
We have what I can only assume is the chaotic joy of the masses watching bodily dismemberment. And
Yes, clearly.
logically.
Logically, yeah.
I forget what the other rooms were.
The other rooms. That's why I pulled the screen down
Yeah.
so you can see it.
All right.
Is that?
All right. The number 8.
I'd be delighted to hear your theories about the other 2 rooms.
Because obviously all of those sacrifices have gone into the infinite and are on their side, so it's not the letter 8.
It's
not the
an
number 8.
infinity symbol.
It's
Clearly.
It's an infinity
Clearly,
symbol.
yeah.
Clearly. Yeah. And the broken timber is what we use to burn the bodies.
Okay, yeah. So that's the sacrifice room, right? Yes.
Right. Well, you take the bodies from the sacrifice room. We're looking for the 5th area, which is the sacrificial burning the pyres.
Yeah. Yes. Clearly, no. That's the Wicker Man room. Clearly.
The bees.
It's funny actually. I've only seen. I have not seen the more recent version of the Wicker Man, which is what, Nicolas Cage? Is that right?
Yeah.
I
have not either. I had
okay.
a box set of the DVD, but I've seen tons of YouTubers who use the clip, not the bees.
Oh, okay.
All the time of Nicolas Cage screaming.
It's like I've heard of it. I don't think I've actually looked at it. I have seen the Edward Woodward version of the Wicker Man.
Yeah, same.
Which was just an utter delight, just because of the sheer, mostly because of Christopher Lee.
If you enjoy the Wicker Man, I can recommend to you Midsummer.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing that I loved about the Wicker Man, it was just the sheer delight and happiness that everyone was all of the villagers had as they merrily sacrificed people.
I didn't even fucking realize Midsummer is basically a modern remake.
I'm gonna need to see that.
My mind just exploded.
I need to see that.
Jim, it's insane. Like, just to digress for a moment, one late night, I decided to jump into VR and go watch random movies with random people that they had showing in and I came across one movie and I was like, this is freaking insane, and I came to the last few minutes of it, and I won't explain it because it'll just I'll sound like an insane person, and then so whatever. That ends, and they're like, oh, now we're gonna watch Midsummer, and they start and I am fucking enthralled. It is so fucking bizarre and weird. Not in the same way as the movie I can't describe to you, but this one, man, oh, it really is. It invokes a lot of the same feelings of Wicker Man too. Jesus. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Clearly there's something going on there. But yeah, so I definitely need to see that movie, basically, is what this tells me.
Didn't they do a follow-up to it that Christopher Lee was in also?
The Wicker Man?
Yeah, they did a Wicker Man follow-up.
He was in so many similar films back then. There was a lot of...
No, not back then. It was recently.
Oh,
they
recently.
did a follow-up. Yeah, I believe his character in Wicker Man dies, but he's in the movie that is
he doesn't.
It takes place in the same world as Wicker Man.
I remember he
doesn't die.
No, he doesn't die in the movie. I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. Then I think it's a direct it's a direct
oh
not
my God.
sequel, but
I don't think
takes place in the same village and stuff.
If I remember, I could be wrong. It's been a few years. But if I remember right, no, he's up there singing along with everyone else at the minor spoiler for the original Wicker Man. I don't think he dies. I'll just say that. I seem to recall seeing him.
2011, The Wicker Tree.
Oh God. Okay, I gotta write that. Okay, hang on.
He made a sequel 40 years later.
I gotta check that out. 2011.
2011, starring Christopher Lee.
I have to check that out now. Because that would be ridiculously awesome. I will look at it because
I don't know if I sat and watched it, but I know I watched parts of it and I went, yeah, it's a sequel.
my God.
Like, same tone, same.
Okay, well, I gotta look at that now. That's hilarious.
Okay.
Right. By the way,
I digressed way too much.
Oh, no worries, no worries. By the way, when I'm saying these things are awesome, I don't actually mean awesome so much as probably hysterical, but
shared experience,
unintentionally hysterical,
intriguing.
Yes, but I got to see that now. Good Lord, oh my God. Right, Scenic Vista.
Yep.
I feel like there's something where, so one thing that is possible, right, is that there might be something that changes in one of those rooms, and this is a way for us to see that.
Right. Without necessarily having to go there.
Right, yeah.
For some reason. Or not being able to go there anymore.
There's something also where I feel as though, oh crap. Do you reckon that at some point the landscape of this whole place is going to change?
Maybe. Your map, it's garbage.
I know, right? No! But I think I'm vaguely remembering overhearing something about something happens and then places aren't accessible anymore, something like that.
Okay.
But something I think might happen at some point that
just vague enough. Good.
Call it, well, yeah, and honestly, this is all I remember. Something might happen at some point to change the way everything looks. It's just they're talking about a lot of these sheer rock walls.
Yeah.
Right, and this aqueduct that slams through something.
And you can't go one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you were talking about the swamp maybe changes, so, like...
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to go through the swamp.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it won't be a swamp anymore, or...
Yeah. Maybe something's gonna happen. I don't know if it's time travel, or if it's, just, some massive mechanism happens that changes where the walls are or something.
Yeah.
But,
Alright.
And there's some intelligence involved here because it's the dungeon master, right? But yeah,
Yep.
I suspect that might be a thing.
By intelligence, you mean fuckery.
Well, that too, yeah, basically, yes. Is that not all intelligence? On some way or another. Is there anything else we want to do here?
We're gonna want to leave the torch.
Yes. That is true.
I mean, we can try to go jump in the water with it, but I don't think that's gonna work out well for us.
There might be like a puzzle involved there also, but
yeah.
We can't.
Or if we take the, well, then we still can't see.
I think maybe we might find a box or something at some point, maybe to put the torch in.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Or a boat.
Yeah, a boat would be nice. Do you want to just go back up and start looking to the west?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once again, we don't have any items that we haven't picked up anything, so I could just restore the game. We might lose the only point that we've gotten, though. I don't know.
Okay. What's the point?
That's fair. What's one point? What's one point, I ask you? I'm going to go ahead and save it in case we feel a deep need to come back to this point. But I think we can probably just restore back to the sword. Really. Because, again, there's nothing that we've...
Yeah, we haven't done anything.
We moved
don't
the
have
torch.
anything.
That was it.
Yeah.
And we're leaving it here anyway, so...
And we looked at one room we've seen previously, and 3 rooms we don't know where the fuck they are anyway.
And I wrote down all the stuff that we've seen that, you know, pictures of things, right?
Yeah.
I didn't write down the description of the seal. I don't think, but I don't think that's too big a deal.
Yeah.
Also, I could...
One seal, ball on its nose, stupid crown.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we're back here at the junction. And so... Let's see. Based on what we were looking at, we can if we're doing clockwise again. Do you want to go down to the foggy room and go west? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right. So
I believe that will like every great child king, fuck Mufasa. We're going to the dark place, the Shadowlands.
we're at the creepy crawl. We're at the foggy room. We're at the combination creepy crawl and foggy room. No. So to the west, the path leaves the rock and enters an eerie, shadowy land.
Yeah. Before we head to the Euro Shadowy Land, we just have to say, long live the king. Okay.
You know, I haven't actually seen that movie since it was in the theater, like the first time around. I remember nothing. Except that it's
Jeremy
Hamlet.
Irons.
And I remember bits, you know, I remember who the actors were and all that.
Yeah, the only thing you have to remember is that the greatest king of the Animal Kingdom is also the greatest villain in the best Dungeons and Dragons movie to date. Jeremy Irons was in the first Dungeons and Dragons movie, and if you haven't seen it,
I have.
Please don't.
This is greatest in the same sense as we were using it before.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking that. Okay, that was the only thing I was looking askance at. I remember see that's the thing. Seeing it, I saw that with my mother, which means this was in like, you know, a while ago. And we were just very happy to see that basically they carried over the monarchs from Coming to America.
Oh my god, the best thing I saw recently was because Honor Among Thieves was so good.
Yeah,
just really so much better than a Dungeons and Dragons movie should be.
Yes,
and
much better than it deserved.
and also much better, much better than it had any right to be, and it was very good. But somebody put that they want that Jeremy Irons is such a great actor that they want to write him into it to give him another shot at a D&D movie. And I was like, God damn it, I'm so behind that. But then they showed a clip of him acting in that movie, and I went, please don't.
I also saw that on his trailer. Not too long ago.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's on his trailer.
They should give him another shot. No, he was basically there collecting a paycheck, I think, for the one in 2000. He was just like, fuck this, I'm just going to go big with it. Maybe these people have no idea what they're doing.
You want over to the top? I was theatrically trained.
Understandable.
Yep.
And it was weird because I was like, was he just terrible in fantasy? Is it just that what's wrong? And then I saw what was it, Aragon, and that movie was not good, but he was good in it.
Yes. That wasn't the acting fault. That
was
budgetary and script rewriting.
Yeah, yeah.
That-
I was like, oh, okay. It's not that. It's not. It's just those people. Whoever it was he was working with, he just was not pleased, I think. Anyway, sorry. Right, we were digressing now. But isn't my hope is that the digressions are half of what people tune in for. We're gonna head west. Yes, from here into the shadowy.
Into the shadowy land.
Yeah, shadowy land. Right, here we go. Land of shadow. Here we go. You're at the eastern end of a dark, featureless landscape of shallow hills. Paths to the east and southeast re-under the rock. You can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Oh, God, no.
Oh, only we had a rock and a sword. Oh, wait. Scratch that. Reverse it.
Yeah. One of those things. I am upset now. I'm still having. I am still having. Have flashbacks to the thief.
It's okay. All we have is this lamp.
We're gonna be in the dark soon. Dark, featureless landscape. Past the east and southeast, re-enter the rock. There are footsteps nearby. We might be able to go west, possibly. I'm wondering if we can turn the lamp off. Should we turn the lamp off?
Oh, sure. Why not?
East and southeast. And so we might be able to go west. Let's check to see if we can turn off the lamp. It is now pitch black. You can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Oh well. It doesn't understand footsteps.
Well, it didn't tell us when you turn the lamp back on. The footsteps went away.
Yeah, but it doesn't even know the word, so it's not gonna work. Yeah. All right.
No, what I'm saying is the description.
Yeah.
It's like they moved away.
I think so.
Like they were one room away, but now they're 2 rooms or more away.
Something like that. Yeah. Where do we want to go?
Also, I just want to point out it's a featureless landscape, but there's 2 paths. They're featureless. They're featureless, but they are paths. I don't.
They're bugs. The paths are bugs. That's clearly the thing.
I just want to point out that that the writing in this infuriates me sometimes, but also is other times very hilarious.
Now you see, the paths don't count as features. They're
Anyway,
they're bugs.
Following our path southeast.
Southeast, back there, following our wave, round the wave of the sundial we go. Wait, no, that's a different. That's Trinity. Never mind. Foggy room. We're back in the foggy room. That is strange.
Oh, so actually we want to. Oh, I know what happened. The lines are wrong. So southeast goes to the foggy room, but east goes to the creepy crawl.
You think?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
So if you go northwest and then just east, it's gonna take us to the creepy crawl.
Okay.
We came in from the southwest. Yeah, southeast, whatever.
Okay, hang on.
So technically, the Land of Shadow is up 1 grouping higher.
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying here. I want to try something.
Yep.
That should hopefully be slightly easier. By which I mean I'm going to save some moves.
Yeah.
Save some light. North, east, south, and southwest, right?
But I would like to point out by restoring, we are back on 1 round of a lamp being on. You're just gonna map out like the perfect speed run for Zork 3.
Oh, holy crap. Okay, something different happened this time.
Oh.
You're at the eastern end of a dark, featureless landscape, shallow hills, past the east and southeast end of the rock. Through the shadows, a cloaked and hooded figure appears before you, blocking the southwestern exit. Southwestern exit? From the room, and carrying a brightly glowing sword. From nowhere, the sword from the junction appears in your hand, wildly glowing.
Oh.
That's different. Also, I'm surprised to learn there's a southwestern exit.
Well, no, the southwest goes to the foggy room.
Well, no, that was southeast.
Oh.
Eastern end of a dark landscape. Paths to the east and southeast re-enter the rock.
Oh, yeah.
Through the shadows, a cloaked and hooded figure appears before you.
Oh, yeah, now there's the southwestern exit. I guess we couldn't see it without him and his sword of light.
This is very strange. Well, yeah, I think that, well, for example, I think that this doesn't... Hang on. So, like, I think this... Yeah, I think...
Yeah, that goes to there. Yep. And then that goes...
And that...
Creepy Crawl goes to the east.
Probably goes like that. Probably.
Yep.
We haven't confirmed it yet, but... do we want to engage with this individual?
Yeah! Kill him.
Oh, okay.
Attack him.
So, let's not talk. Let's just kill him. Okay. You charge, but the hooded figure jumps nimbly aside. You are wounded by a lightning thrust. Should we keep going?
Sure.
A good stroke, but it's too low. The hooded figure thrusts, but you fight back and send it flying to the ground.
Attack!
A quick stroke catches the hooded figure off guard. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure has a light wound, which hasn't affected its seemingly great strength. You're wounded by a lightning thrust. We're not doing too well.
No.
A good stroke, but it's too low. You're wounded by a lightning thrust. How many of these can we take? Quick stroke, but the hooded figure is on guard. The hooded figure catches you off guard and wounds you. Your move was not quick enough and misses the mark. The hooded figure swings its sword and sends yours flying to the ground. Although you're defenseless, the figure reaches for your sword and hands it back to you, nodding grimly. What the hell? I really wish I knew what was going on here. I guess we keep attacking.
It's okay. It's dark and we're featureless.
This is probably us from the future.
Yeah.
Figure is hit with a quick slash. The figure has some wounds and is probably not capable of hindering your movement. The hooded figure tries to sneak past your guard, but you twist away. A quick stroke catches the hooded figure off guard. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure is hurt, and its strength appears to be fading. The hooded figure swings its sword and sends yours flying to the ground. Later defensively, he does it again. The figure reaches for your sword, hands it back to you, nodding grimly. A good stroke, but it's too low. The hooded figure attempts to thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. A good slash, but it misses by a mile. A hooded figure attempts a thrust, its weakened state prevents hitting you. You charge, but the hooded figure jumps nimbly aside. The hooded figure stabs nonchalantly with its sword and misses. We're both going to be missing a lot. We're both injured. A good parry. Your sword wounds the hooded figure. The figure is hurt and its strength appears to be fading. The hooded figure attempts to thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. A good parry. Your sword wounds the hooded figure. The figure appears to be badly hurt and defenseless. The hooded figure attempts to thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Keep killing.
Murder.
Right, more murder. The opponent blocks your attack with its sword. The hooded figure attempts to thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Same.
Box.
Same.
Box.
Same. We're in a freaking stalemate here. I think we're both too injured to keep going. Your move was not quick enough and misses the mark. Attempts to thrust, weakened state, prevents it hitting you. A good slash misses by a mile. You charge, it jumps nimbly aside. Not quick enough, misses the mark. Quick stroke. I'm just going to diagnose us right now, if that's okay.
Yeah.
A few wounds which do not seriously impair your strength. But your quick reflex cannot drops the cannot stop the hooded figure's stroke. You're hit. God damn it!
How dare you, Jim?
Your move's not quick enough, misses the mark. Weaken stay prevents hitting you. Good parry. Your sword wounds the hooded figure. Figure appears to be badly hurt and defenseless. The hooded figure attempts to thrust. God damn. This is freaking...
I mean, I wonder if we can just go southwest.
With a crit slash, badly hurt and defenseless. The figure fatally wounded slumps to the ground. It gazes up at you once, and you catch a brief glimpse of deep and sorrowful eyes. Before you can react, the figure vanishes in a cloud of fetid vapor.
Hey, look, we have a sword.
True enough. I wish I'd saved right before this.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, technically you did. It's called sword save.
Yeah, I know, right? Just the initial save. I wonder if that was us from the future. Anyway.
Yeah. The sword defending itself.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Well, that was fun.
So, do you want to southeast just to confirm that it's a little triangle?
Well, if we go southeast, we go back to the foggy room because that's where it
Right.
went.
Okay.
So I'll need to go east. Creepy crawl. Yep. You were right. Yeah, 47 moves. My God, that's disgusting. Future, past.
Yeah, that's
future,
all
past.
that fight.
Yeah. That lamp was on that whole time. Very wasteful.
In the middle of the fight, you just turn off the lamp.
Just making it easier for myself. Okay, so we're going back southwest and back, I guess, to continue this.
Southwest again, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't think we know that west is an actual direction.
Yeah, that's fair. Featureless, we don't.
Southwest.
There could be all directions might be possible here.
Oh,
for
that's
all I
true.
know. You want to try going south first?
Sure.
Land of oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, no. You know what we've stumbled into here, right?
No, I don't wanna.
No.
Wait, I mean, try.
Land of Shadow. You are at the southern end of a shadowy land. Well, southern end of a shadowy land.
And we were at the eastern end.
Yeah, okay.
So-
It might be okay. It might be
Yeah.
okay.
It
Oh,
might just
God.
be a wide. It might just be a big area,
Let's cling to that hope.
and just go west.
Southern end of a shadowy land. The ground here is quite soft and the area is surrounded by quicksand on most sides. North of here is a terrain of shallow hills. Okay, alright. I think we're gonna be okay. My God. This is terrifying. Have we found the Parliament of Grooves yet? Not yet, not yet. We're thinking about it.
Fucking Parliament of Grooves.
I know.
Yeah. Stupid powder wigs. Trying to make them look all civilized when they just eat people. Disgusting. They're not real people.
Oh no. Hey, Grooves are people too.
Are they?
I would assume so, yes. They have refrigerators, for God's sake. They gotta be people. And again, that's If this is 1982, they don't have refrigerators yet, though. So it's a good question. They don't have refrigerators until Wishbringer comes out. But everything all right over there?
Yeah, I believe that is the angered ferocity of mail delivery.
Ah, excellent.
Yep. Ah, FedEx, you struck again.
So, I'm trying to keep track of the time. Do you have a little bit longer, or do we need to wrap things up here?
I mean, I can go a little bit longer.
Okay. I figure we'll explore this land of shadows a little bit and sort of see what we can find out, and then kind of collapse into oblivion, probably. So let's see. North is terrain, so I guess we go west from here. Does that make sense, or do we? Unless we want to try making this area bigger than we want it to be.
No.
Unless we want to go like southwest or something.
I mean, if we go any other direction, and even if we go that direction, we might die in quicksand. So
that's fair. Should we do that then?
Yeah. Jump.
Whee!
I do appreciate the wee.
I mean, that's what else happens when you jump. So what do we want to do? My thought is it's probably west, but we can try these other directions if you like.
Yeah, no, we can try west.
West. Quicksand prevents movement in that direction. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, so we have to go north and then southwest.
Okay.
In order to get west.
Yes. Back to the land of shadow. Ground becomes softer to the south, it says. You're in an ominously dark land of rolling hills. The ground becomes softer to the south. Wait a minute. I'm concerned.
Are we no
southwest,
longer
you said?
Most? Yeah, southwest.
I'm worried that we're in a different place now.
Yep.
Because
it's not the same direction. It's a description. I know.
Yeah.
That's all. I also worry.
It said because it said eastern end, and I feel as though we're actually further west at this point. So we might be. Oh God.
Try it anyway.
Where are we headed?
Southwest.
Sure. Okay. The ground becomes too soft to walk in that direction.
Damn it.
I think so maybe if this is a big if it's not playing silly buggers with us, as these things are wont to do, then we might only just be like
north?
Here. We might just be one room west of the eastern entrance, maybe.
Right.
If it's not being mean to us.
All right. What we can do is, we have a save right after the fight.
That's true. Right? We do.
So let's just fuck around in all the directions and see if we can get an idea of what we're.
I would recommend trying east first, just in case, to confirm. See whether my hypothesis is correct. Yes. Okay, eastern end of a dark. So
from here, if we go southwest.
Yeah, so from here, if we go south. Remember, we went south to get here, to get there.
Right.
But
so it's one way south to get there, but one way north to get to the left land of shadow.
Yes.
Not the easternmost.
Yes. So I don't know if northeast gets you back there or not, but north gets you there. Okay. Oh my God.
Not confusing at all.
No, not in the least.
All right. So since we're here, let's go southwest.
Yes. Land of Shadow, ominously dark land of rolling hills. The ground becomes softer to the south. If this is the same room,
As the one we went north into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we go east from here, it should take us back to the easternmost.
I just don't know anymore.
So go east.
Well, yeah, going
And then
east brings us back there, yeah.
Well, it should, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Eastern end, okay.
Okay. All right,
So if
so
we go
southwest.
west from here,
Yep.
if we go southwest, theoretically, we should be back in the ominously dark land of rolling hills. West from here might be a new location, possibly.
Right.
But do you want to go back southwest and just be... Is that what we... Because
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
for the sake of examining the...
The layout? I don't know anymore.
Did we try to go... Actually, let me check something. We tried to go west from that place down the southern end, and we couldn't.
Right.
We could only go north. So
Right.
I need to remove that from the map. Okay.
Right.
All right. So if the map looks, I'll go ahead and show it. If the map looks like this, assuming right now, that the map looks like this, and this is actually a bit more ridiculous than it needs to be, but at least right now, if it looks like this, then from here we might be able to go further west. From here we might be able to go west and go to possibly a different one. I don't know. We're currently here. We don't know what directions are also available from here.
All right, so let's try west.
Try just west? Okay.
Yeah.
Land of Shadow. You're in a dark and shadowy land. The initial descriptions also are a little bit different. Remember, they use different adjectives. You're in a dark and shadowy land. All around you are gentle hills and eerie shadows. Far above, shrouded in mist, you can barely make out the ceiling of the enormous cavern that spans this entire land.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So
another. This is a different place.
This brought us possibly one way. We don't know. Here right now, I'm assuming east is the way back, but we don't know that. Land of Shadow. And the ceiling is visible here. Ceiling of the cavern. Saving the game again in case of crash.
So east.
Or saving the map, I should say. You want to go back east to reconfirm?
Yeah, reconfirm.
Gotcha.
See if we can go that way.
Eastern end of a dark, featureless landscape. Okay, good.
Okay, so let's go back west.
All right.
And let's try going south.
Cavern. Okay. See if we get here.
Yeah.
See if we get to the other land of shadow. Ominously dark land of rolling hills. Ground becomes softer to the south.
Yes. To the south. Yes.
Okay. So going south gets us there. I'm just going to say ominously dark. Actually, I just put that in the description. Yeah.
Soft. I think is the telltale for this one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
from here, let's
the ceiling in the description. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, even from here, we can just try going west, right?
Yes. Land of Shadow. You are near the southern end of the Land of Shadow. The ground here is soft and spongy and becomes quicksand to the south. North and east of here are gentle rolling hills. A gentle sea breeze wafts over a steeply sloping path to the west. It's actually giving us directions, which is interesting. So we went west. Hang on. We went west. To... This is another land of shadow. West, presumably going back east gets us back here, but we don't know that yet. I'm gonna, in the description, we'll say near southern end, soft spongy ground, quicksand to south, and then hills north and east. Sea breeze from west. So they're like directions it gives us. That's kind of interesting. You save the map
so
again.
we can confirm the 2 directions, so we can go east and then see where we go, and then we can go.
Sure, yeah. I'm just basically, I've just been staying in this mode even on the for the audience, just so they can see us the frantic map action. Okay. Ominously dark land of rolling hills. Soft ground to the south. Yes. Yes. So that's confirmed. So that way, that is a direct link, west and east.
Okay. Cool. So we'll go back west and let's check where north goes.
Check that? Okay. All right. Land of shadow, once again, gentle breeze. And north is hills. Do we want to just head, you said head north?
Yeah, head north.
Okay. Land of shadow, land of dark shadows and shallow hills which stretch out in all directions. To the west, the land dips sharply. This is new.
Okay.
It's a new description, I'm pretty sure.
And dark shadows.
Anyway, let's see. Dark shadows, shallow hills, stretch out all directions, which is all directions, possibly. West land dips sharply.
Yeah.
So we might actually, if this is correct, right? North got us here, but all directions should be possible from here, right?
Well, west dips sharply, so I don't know where that goes.
Yeah. Probably goes somewhere that looks slightly different. Good God, how big an area is this? Too big. What do we think?
Does going south take us back
to the last one? You want to see?
Yep.
All right. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So go back north.
Okay.
And let's try east.
All right. So east from here. Land of shadow, a dark and shadowy land all around you are gentle hills. Far above you see the ceiling. Okay, yeah.
Ceiling, right.
You make out the ceiling of the enormous cavern. So yes, that puts us here. Okay.
All right. And then go back west, and we'll try southeast.
West, southeast. Ominously dark land of rolling hills. The ground becomes softer to the south, which is this one.
Yep.
Okay, so that, I don't know if it's a direct link or not, but there it is. We're currently assuming.
We'll try going northeast then.
Northeast or
northwest? Northwest.
Okay. We're confirming. Yeah. Okay, northwest. Yes. Stretch out in all directions. Yes.
All right.
So that's a direct link. Good, good. Don't know if there's a southeast or southwest from here, but that would be interesting.
Nope. I don't.
Wait, there could be a northeast southwest connection there, but that's if we want to explore that. But we are back right now. We're back up in this land of shadow, stretching out in all directions.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we can. Do you want to keep working our way around?
Yeah, sure. So that would be what, southwest?
Yep.
Righto. Flathead Ocean. You're at the shore of an amazing underground sea, the topic of many a legend among adventurers. Few were known to have arrived at this spot, and fewer to return. There is a heavy surf and a breeze blowing on shore. The land rises steeply to the east, and quicksand prevents movement to the south. A thick mist covers the ocean and extends over the hills to the east. A path leads north along the beach. Okay, hang on. New information! Flathead Ocean. And so going southwest brought us there, presumably, and I think probably east-west is here too. I would guess, since we had the sea breeze from the west, from this location. I'd be fairly confident that that also is true there. There's a way to the north. Yeah. I don't feel the need to add more details here because it's a completely different room description.
Right.
What do we think?
I mean, we can try heading north.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm even gonna just bring us back here so that the audience can read more easily. Let me save the map. Okay. Yeah, I think it's interesting how this looks like it's going to be one of those mazes of pain, but it might not be.
Yeah, it's no carousel.
Yeah, oh, thank goodness. Yeah. All right. Cliff base. You're at the base of a steep cliff. Directly above you is a wide ledge, and far above that, some natural sunlight can be seen. To the northeast is a steeply climbing path, and the ground becomes sandy toward the south. Okay, so this is the cliff base. And above you is a wide ledge. That might mean an up direction.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to turn off the lamp here, possibly. There's some sunlight. There might be an up. And to the northeast is a steeply climbing path, so there's a northeast exit. Ground becomes sandy to the south, which is the back of the beach. Okay. What do we think?
I mean, we can try to climb.
Okay. So we will try heading up. You can't get up the rock face, it says.
No, the northeast. It's a steeply climbing path.
Gotcha. I was wondering if we could. No, we can't climb the cliff. Okay. Hairpin loop. You're at a sharp turn on a narrow and steeply sloping path, strewn with boulders of various sizes. The path climbs sharply toward a desolate plain to the southeast. Southwest of here, the path winds down to the base of a cliff. Okay. So, yeah, that wasn't possible, so this brings us to the hairpin loop. Going up wasn't possible. That's why I removed
Right.
that. Strewn with boulders of various sizes. Path climbs sharply toward a desolate plain to the southeast. Southwest is where the winds are basically. Okay. Which I'd be willing to bet that southeast goes back to the Land of Shadow, one of the Lands of Shadow.
Okay.
I enjoyed using the ribbon controls anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, the ribbon controls on Excel. Yeah. So we're at the hairpin loop. What do we want to do? Want to just go southeast?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Barren area. Okay. You are west of the junction, where the rock-bound passage widens out into a large flat area. The junction? Yeah. Although the land here is barren, you can see vegetation to the west. South of here is a mighty wall of stone, ancient and crumbling. To the southwest, the wall has decayed enough to form an opening, through which seeps a thin mist. A trail dips sharply into rocky terrain to the northwest. There's a lot here. Okay, hang on.
All right.
Hey. Oh God, the map. See, the dog too understands my pain.
Oh man, does she ever?
So we went southeast, and we came to the barren area.
Which sounds like it connects to the junction.
It might, yeah. You're west of the junction, where the rock-bound passage widens out into a large flat area. So this could be the junction, but
right.
So there's an east way to the junction. Vegetation
Wait,
to the west.
Isn't that... No, you're doing hairpin, not the Baron.
Agnabbit. No! Let me try that again. I am painfully updating the map. Here, join me in my pain, everyone, so you can see. Barren area, okay. Rock-bound passage widens out into a large flat area, so there's something to the east, possibly the junction. Like the junction over here. Widens out a large flat area. Land here is barren. You see vegetation to the west, so there's something to the west with vegetation. South of here is a mighty wall of stone, ancient and crumbling. I don't know if that's a direction or if the wall will prevent us from going further. To the southwest, the wall is... Okay, no, that's a no. To the southwest, the wall has decayed enough to form an opening, through which seeps a thin mist. The trail dips sharply into rocky terrain to the northwest, which is back to the hairpin loop. Okay.
Okay.
In theory.
So we go east and confirm whether we're connected or not.
Yeah, we can do that. And then sort of see from there. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do that. East. Junction!
A great rock
Huzzah.
without a sword.
94 is a great rock. A swordless great rock. So let's I can now join up these two places on the map that we're looking at.
This might be a good place to pause.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, no, that's I agree. Let me, however,
Yeah.
Trying to
Do
make
some
this
cleanup,
work.
but
clean this up a bit. There's so many directions to check out. So with this junction, we now know this connects to. Probably, we head back west, we get there. Here we go. Kind of. Well, once we get a better idea of the size of this whole place, then we can.
we'll move the Shadowland down.
Yeah.
Small element.
Probably. I mean,
maybe over some. Yeah.
Yeah. So something like that probably is going on here. So good. And there are places to explore further this way. But excellent. Okay. So we have a sense of purpose. Okay, maybe not, but we have a sense of direction at least, which is good.
We know where places are.
We know where places are, so that helps. Okay, I'm going to save the map again. And then I'm going to save the game. Although, honestly, we don't need to, but I'm going to go ahead and save it just in case. We're probably just going to jump back immediately to the to after the fight. Which actually that should have been number 7. I'm just going to call this number 8. And junction link confirmed. And there we are. So we have found our way back to the junction. We are no longer lost.
We have made a clockwise.
Yes, we have made a full clockwise.
Even if the map doesn't show that you would get it.
And I mean, there's still more to explore, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for hanging out and doing this. It is much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! Awesome. What do we think thus far of the of Zork the Third?
It's fine. It's a little lackluster comparatively. Like, I feel like there's a lot of spaces with not a lot of things.
Yep.
Hopefully that will change somehow.
Yeah, I feel like something's gonna happen. I don't know what, I don't know when. But I feel like something's gonna happen to change everything.
Yeah, I at this point, I hope so.
He's got to cling on to that hope.
Yeah. It just, it is a lot of exploring and not a lot of things.
Yeah, that's fair. Now I will admit fully, I do enjoy exploring, so that's my but that's my problem.
No, look, it's fine. I just, in all of our exploring, we've still only know where 1 out of 4 rooms are.
True. That's true. That's very true. I don't think we've run into anything that matches the descriptions we took down.
No, I mean, 1's a murder room, 1's a timber room, and 1 has an 8 on a wall.
Yeah. So nothing familiar yet.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to finding those if we can. Kind of marking them. Excellent. Okay. Well, and apparently we ended with a score of 2 somehow. So exploration is giving us points, at least somewhat.
Yeah. We didn't even get the point for the map.
Yeah.
The table.
But we could have a total of 3 points if we really want to.
We had a fight. I can't think of what would have given us another point.
We probably got a point for the fight.
Yeah.
Maybe we got 2 points for the fight. I don't know.
Maybe 2 points. Maybe the fight and getting the sword, or getting the sword and then winning the fight.
I can see that being it. Maybe actually getting the sword.
Yeah.
I know. 3 points in 1 session.
Madness. This game is snowballing.
It is. But Luckily, we have a map to the ski resort, so everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So.
I will black diamond my way out of this.
Oh no. I'm not even sure what that means, but it sounds terrifying.
It is.
But,
you know those sheer cliffs that we keep running into in this game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, put snow on top of it, clinging onto the wall, and then put sticks on your feet, and then go down it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sounds steep.
Yeah. I mean, look, it was fun 20 years ago.
Fair.
Fair. I think my bones will break now.
Yeah. That, alas, is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to feel free to plug whatever you like. Thank you for hanging out with me for this. Feel free to plug whatever you like and tell folks where they can find you and all that.
I can be found at Luchidono everywhere. I am currently still doing nothing and still planning on streaming again sometime soon. So yeah.
Awesome. Once again, I'm Jim. I am OtherDoc on Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find various things. On this channel, on Monday nights, currently we are winding down we're still kind of on the final arc of our Don't Rest Your Head campaign. So feel free to tune in for that. Lungs. Then also I'm doing video games randomly. I'm doing Age of Empires. Finally, I got around to playing Age of Empires. So I'm playing that randomly. Aside from that, we'll try and see if we can do this again, hopefully in 2 weeks, and if we can find out more about this strange terrain we found ourselves in. So I'm looking forward to that. Yay.
Same.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and we might go say hi to somebody. There are a few different people streaming, so we'll see if we can say hi to somebody via a raid. When we hit the end card, feel free to come hang on and say hi to them with us. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.